Hilinski leads the way from Gamecock Park down Garnet Way. South Carolina's coaches and players weaving their way through the fans, heading to Williams-Brice Stadium for a meeting with the best from the SEC West. And the South Carolina fans hoping their head man can become the first former assistant to beat the man. The Home Depot SEC on CBS brings us to Columbia, South Carolina. And the matchup, the number 2 team in the country, the Crimson Tide of Alabama against the hometown Gamecocks of South Carolina. As Adam Zucker would say, it's a beautiful day if you like 87 degrees and sunshine when you're playing football. Over 80,000 on hand. And we welcome you, everybody. As Jason said, we're back.
We're back. I felt like everybody else was getting dessert and we were on a diet for a couple weeks.
Well, the diet's over, my friend. Yeah. South Carolina and Alabama, as we welcome you to the 19th year of the SEC on CBS. My partner's Gary Danielson. These two teams don't get together very often.
No, they don't. I remember the last one, and it was a good one, 2010, right?
And they don't play again for 5 more years, but the one Gary's talking about, the mayhem that was Williams-Brice Stadium 9 years ago. Steven Garcia had the game of his life, 17 out of 20, a couple of touchdown passes to Alshon Jeffrey. Marcus Lattimore was unbelievable on the ground, and yes, indeed, the 19th ranked Gamecocks picked off the number 1 Crimson Tide of Alabama for the old ball coach. Can it happen again? You know, everybody talked to Coach Saban about it this week and said, are you going to use that as motivation for your kids? He said, I'll have to ask them. They were all in grade school.
I know, but he's also said in the past, Ness, that you never let a loss go to waste. And I'm sure he told his team, like, we were loaded that year. We had more talent than South Carolina, number 1 in the country, 19 straight wins. But you know what? We didn't show up and we got our butts kicked at the line of scrimmage. So the lesson is, don't just roll your helmets out. Now the lesson for South Carolina is, do your job, look up at the end of the game, and maybe you can steal one.
Well, much like the Alabama team that year and the Alabama team last year and the year before, they're loaded again.
They really are. You know, it starts with their quarterback this year. We all know that. In this league, whether it's the NFL or in college football, when you've got a veteran guy and the type of seasons that Tua has had, I mean, it's historic what he was doing. He got injured at the end of the year, but you know the best news for him? The 4 guys he throws to, and I don't know if I ever remember a team with 4 weapons like this. One's as good as the next. They all have different skills. It will be a challenge for any team to corral those 4 guys in Tua.
You know, when we looked at this on the schedule, we thought we're going to see one of our favorite guys, Jake Bentley. Jake's injured. Right. He's out for the season. He's home watching right now with his mom, Paulette, I think. But in steps a freshman, and Ryan Hilinski was pretty darn good last week.
Well, you don't get a scholarship to a Power 5 conference at quarterback if you're not a good player. He's got a lot of talent. I don't really know if he understands the enormity of what he's walking into, but that may be good. He's got the arm. He played a game. He got his feet wet. What he has to concentrate on is just doing his job and hope his other 21 guys show up. I predict that it will not be him that determines the game if they lose. It'll be all 22 guys.
With more on Ryan Hilinski, his family, and their 20-month journey, check in with the 3rd member of our team, Jamie Irodahl. Jamie?
Brad, the final line of South Carolina's alma mater is forever to thee. It's a phrase you see around campus. It's sung by alumni and students alike. And it's a phrase that resonates within the heart of that true freshman quarterback, Ryan Hilinski, because the words are so eerily similar to ones he lives by every day. Forever to 3, in honor of his brother Tyler, who wore number 3 as a quarterback at Washington State. Tyler took his own life in January of 2018, and since then the family has worked tirelessly on their Hilinski Hope Foundation with a goal to educate, advocate, and remove the stigma with mental illness within the student-athlete community. Ryan does what he can off the field. He had a remarkable and emotional first start last week for South Carolina, Brad. Now there is a call to action amongst this community at the start of the second half to hold up that number 3 that we saw from Ryan last week in support to honor Tyler and to prove to Ryan that this community is behind him today and moving forward.
What a story. What a setting. What a scene. The Gamecocks take the field against the number 2 team in the country. There comes South Carolina. And second-ranked Alabama. The white rally towels. Sandstorm. Gamecocks won the toss. They've deferred. So Alabama is set to receive. A sticky day in the South in mid-September, as you would only imagine. 86 degrees right now. This is only the 16th meeting between these two teams. Carolina's won 3 of the last 5, 2 of the last 3 here on their home turf. Will Talley to kick. Henry Ruggs and Brian Robinson back deep for Alabama, and here we go. And it's going to go out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. Tua Tagavailoa in the gun. Najee Harris flanked to his left. Judy in motion as Tagavailoa set to throw, rips it across the middle, completes a first down. Are going to be very close to Devontae Smith as we take a look at the Chick-fil-A starting lineups. And it all starts with number 13. Gary's already talked about him. We've been talking about him for 2 years. A sensational player. Tua 16-1 as a starter. The lone loss was to Clemson in the national championship. So just a little bit short on Devontae's reception at second down and a short one. Blitz coming, Najee Harris coming, and busting through. And Najee Harris out for about 11 yards and a first down. Let's take a look at the rest of the offense for the Crimson Tide of Alabama, including the guys up front. And the man we highlight for a reason is Najee Harris, because they want to get the ground game going, Gary, and so far so good.
Yeah, in the Nick Saban era at Alabama, in the first 2 games, he's never had a lower average for his top 3 running backs than he's had in the first 2 games.
Tied already in Gamecock territory. The RPO and the throws complete. It's Devontae Smith again, and Smith's all the way down inside the 25. So Alabama rolling here. A pickup of 20.
There's 2 parts of this Alabama offense. One part Brad just told you about, the RPO part. They were devastating with that a year ago early in the season. They would just march down the field. Steve Sarkisian is going to try to add more to that offense this year. More play action, more called runs, more things to take a little pressure off the quarterback.
3 wideouts to the near side and 1 to the top of the screen. And now Waddle in motion. Tua looks his way, now looks back the other, and incomplete. In and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Devontae Smith. South Carolina defensively got some good guys up front to try to get some pressure in the middle in Wanham and Kinlaw, but J.C. Horn's the guy that's going to be busy today. They'd like to match him up against Jerry Jeudy if they can, Gary.
Yeah, and if you get him on him, that solves one problem. That trick of playing against this team, Alabama, is, as we mentioned in the open, they got 4 of them. And you can you get Tua to try to spread the ball and make some mistakes.
Tagavailoa sets, fires, far side, wide open, touchdown Najee Harris.
Alabama touchdown, Najee Harris.
Well, you know what that play looked exactly like to me? The New Orleans Saints play against the Rams that ended the game. You fake it to the back continues to go, and this time no one goes with him, and Tua doesn't overthrow it. Watch, you fake the sweep. Najee's going to go wide. Watch him on the swing route. Nobody goes with him. And this time, there's no pass interference. There's a touchdown.
Will Reichert in for the point after. A methodical drive. 7-0 Alabama.
And the extra point is good.
65 yards in 5 plays. And Tua Tagavailoa. 27 straight wins when they score on the opening drive. They're off to a good start. A 24-yard strike, and Najee Harris's first career receiving touchdown for Alabama. 7-0 Tide.
I think that was really nice game planning by Sarkisian, the new coordinator for Alabama. They need Najee Davenport long term to get Najee Harris, long term to get this thing going, to beat the big good teams. They got to find a way to get the ball in his hands and make him a weapon.
Reichert for his second kick. This one stays in bounds and goes 2 yards deep. Shi Smith's going to bring it out and should not have. Maybe got to the 12.
Yeah, you can't stop on those kickoffs. You got, 10 guys running down there. They're all under 4'5".
Let's take a look at the Chick-fil-A starting lineups. And starts with the quarterback. And we'll see now that he's in a 7-0 hole how the freshman does. But boy, he was good last week. Hit his first 12 passes. But that defense, Charleston Southern, was not Alabama. In the gun with Rigo Dowdle beside him. First down Gamecocks for the 14. Brian Edwards in motion. They're just going to flip it to him. Edwards trying to get to the edge. And does a nice job across the 20, fighting, first down. That'll put a little juice in the Gamecocks right there. The senior wide receiver looked like he was going to lose yardage, and he picked up a first down.
You got to get the ball to the guys, your playmakers, and the way to do it is the kind of the little jet sweep. It's a pass, but basically it's a run. End of the line. Kyle Markway did a good job getting the block on the edge.
A little more room to breathe from the 27. Edwards again in motion, first down. Low snap. They flip it out, trying to get it to Edwards, and they threw it over the top of him. Anthony Jennings got a hand in the way. Patrick Surtain was in coverage. Here's the rest of the Gamecock group. Ryan Edwards over 100 yards receiving. He's moving up the all-time South Carolina Gamecock career marks as well, and they've already tried to get it in his hands twice. Now they throw it out to the tight end, and he got out to the 32. Markway, one of the captains. It'll bring up third down. Defensively for Alabama, they lose some guys due to injury or the NFL, and what do? They plug in 3 freshmen right up the middle. Harris, Lee, and Dale. Quick snap, quick slant, and very close to a first down, about a yard shy or a half yard. Ryan Edwards on the catch.
Yeah, quick first decision for Will Muschamp. He told us yesterday, I said, what do you got to do, Will? Oh, it looks like they're going to call it a first down. So he's going to be able to put off that decision. I asked Will, what do you have to do on offense? Do you need balance? You got to run the ball. You got to keep it simple. He looked at me and we said, we got to score points. We're not going to be able to shut down that Alabama offense. We can't keep it too simple. Can't be too difficult, but we must sell out.
Ball at the 48 at Alabama. Davian Feaster, the Clemson transfer, in the backfield for the first time for the Gamecocks. Markway, the tight end, right up the middle to try to lead the way, and he does well. Feaster, a good run to the 41. Davian Feaster came over from Clemson after graduating. 41 games there, over 1,300 yards, second only to the guy that's still in their backfield with almost 6 yards a carry. And he got a good carry there to the 41-yard line. Second down and 3. Hilinski throws out complete. Another first down and out of bounds. Nick Muse, the other tight end.
Nick Muse is the transfer from William and Mary. They said he can be special, just got eligible. He's more their receiving tight end. So far, very comfortable throws for Ryan.
Quick slant, quick completion. Brian Edwards, first down, South Carolina, pick up of 11.
This is what you saw in practice. This is what you saw a week ago. And now, so far, Alabama is giving him those comfortable throws. So far, nothing has been contested, and he hasn't had a guy in his face yet.
5 minutes into the game, South Carolina trying to answer the quick Alabama touchdown with an impressive drive right now for the 24 at the time. Hilinski, quick play fake, steps up, gonna go deep, end zone, just overshot his intended receiver, Josh Van.
Trayvon Diggs in coverage that time at corner. That's one of the challenges you have against Alabama. They're going to play bump and run. They're going to challenge you to throw the ball to the outside and beat us. You got to make a good throw. This was just slightly overthrown. Almost all the success so far in this drive, Brad, has been to the left. Wonder if they see something, part of the game plan. But so far they have been going left. Alabama's right in this football game.
Either in the flat or in the slant, both.
And running.
And running. This time they're going to go right. And this one's going to be wrapped up. I think it's Raekwon. No, it's LeBron Ray.
Should have gone left.
Maybe. Raekwon Davis in the way.
Well, Raekwon Davis, a bit of an underachiever last year. He was not happy with the way he played. Comes out off the block, plays off another block, makes the play. He thought he played better football in 2017 than he did last year. Come back for one more year to make an impact on his game.
Dowdle back in the slot now, sets up next to Hilinski. 3rd down and 8, a big play. Hilinski pressured from behind. He threw it away just as he was going down.
Yeah, I think it was Anthony Jennings was coming from one side, and I think they might have called this a sack before he got rid of the ball as well. Jennings comes off one end, has to step up from the outside to the other end. It's Harris, the linebacker, and he cannot get off the ball. What is it? Was it Harris or not?
Jordan Battle.
Oh, I'm sorry, Battle. The safety, the nickel safety.
So, field goal attempt. Parker White. He's 3 out of 4 so far in the year. A 44-yard attempt by Parker White, and it's right down the middle. Good-looking drive stalled on 3rd down, but South Carolina will take it and so will their fans. The Gamecocks answer with a 44-yard field goal. 60-yard drive for South Carolina in 14 plays ended in a field goal. 7-3 here at Williams-Brice Stadium.
And it also ended in a quarterback that could go to the bench feeling good about himself, and Ryan Hilinski.
This kickoff, touchback out to the 25. Tua flips it out. Najee Harris got it to the 19.
And that was a swing pass all the way. All the receivers downfield were blocking on that play. Because of the pass rush and the sacks, you come back with flare pass, quick screen pass, but nothing that a quick sack's going to happen on. Everybody that time, that ball was going to Najee 100%.
Najee caught 4 balls all of last year, and he's like the primary receiver today.
Well, it's interesting when we talked to Nick about the coaching that they're giving Najee right now after these first 2 games. We'll get into it later.
Meanwhile, he gets a breather in. Brian Robinson in at tailback. They fake it to him. Tua with a quick slant complete. Henry runs. Here's one of those plays Gary's talking about. You can forget it. Fastest guy on the Alabama team. 81 yards. Touchdown.
As we said.
With the Alabama touchdown.
Might be 4-1-5. Might be 4-2. Coming from the outside. Gets it. It's over. And look who's in front of it. Jerry Jeudy gets the last block. But that time, you get the ball, and that was an RPO, by the way. That was a decision made on the go by the quarterback, Tua Tagavailoa. He could have handed that off or threw it. I think he made a good decision.
I think he did too. Last week on the first play of the game, Ruggs went on a 75-yard touchdown run. Here he goes 81 on the quick throw. 4 plays, 96 yards. Tua Tagavailoa, 2 touchdown passes already. 14-3, Crimson Tide. The 2 Alabama drives have been 1:39 seconds and 1:55. One went 65 yards, one went 96. That guy capped the last one. And he's moving up the charts. Amari Cooper on top of the heap, but Jeudy and Ruggs are closing things up on the all-time touchdown. Receiving block kick will go in the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25, who has been pretty smart so far. 7 out of 8, 145 yards and 2 touchdowns. When you talk about the receivers, Gary and I have been talking about them, and there's their times and their numbers. Last year alone, those 4 guys caught 201 passes for almost 3,600 yards and 38 touchdowns. Here's Muse, first down.
Well, they said he had special talent. And you could see it right there, making guys miss on the field. Catches the ball, easy throw. Should be tackled right there. Missed tackle. Another missed tackle.
Christian Harris, the freshman, is the guy that missed the first tackle. Hilinski's got all day this time. Deep middle. Got it to Brian Edwards. And another South Carolina first down at the 36.
Well, Brian Edwards is the guy they need to come through. I'm sure there will be 50-50 balls later, but this time it's the deep square, and as Ness told you, plenty of time to wait on the deep dig route that time. Usually you don't have that much time to throw that against Alabama. Good job by that South Carolina offensive line that time.
Pickup of 27 down to the 36.
You know what'll come after that. They'll start blitzing. They won't let that happen too often, and here they come.
Hilinski throws the out too high, intended for the other tight end, Markway. Going up 2nd and 10.
And I'll tell you, right there, Xavier McKinney is counting on that pass rush, the safety, to get to Ryan Hilinski because he just squatted. If there's a way that you could keep it back in, the safeties are saying, we're going to get to him on this blitz.
Empty backfield this time. Hilinski, a little roll, and the throw on the run is too far out in front of his intended receiver, Josh Van, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 now.
I really think this Alabama team is better at one important position. Trayvon Diggs and Patrick Surtain are maybe as good a pair as you're going to find in college football at corner. Now, LSU is going to make an argument. There's other teams. Florida's going to make an argument. But it looks like for Nick Saban, he's got his 2 bookend corners that he loves to have. Let's see if they try to run the ball here to try to get a little closer or go all out.
They almost jumped again. Hilinski can't take a sack. It's going to go deep. Double coverage. Touchdown. Shi Smith, South Carolina. I don't know how he tucked that one in there, but it was pretty, and Mom and Dad are enjoying it.
I don't know if he read it right because he threw it to the guy that was double covered on the play. Shaheem Carter and Jordan Battle have him inside and out. Instead of being a 50-50 ball, that was like 63-37.
Thing had eyes, didn't it?
Yes. I mean, Alabama has 2 guys there, and they win that almost jump ball. But as Brad told you, perfect throw.
Parker White, extra point is good. Hey, we got something brewing here in the first quarter.
You know what they say, if you can throw, you can throw. Like in basketball, if you can shoot, you can shoot. And this guy can throw.
Ryan Hilinski, last week against Charleston Southern, hit his first 12. Today, not too shabby either. 9 of 14, including a 31-yard dart to Shi Smith for the touchdown to cap a 75-yard South Carolina drive in 6 plays.
South Carolina answered both touchdowns with points.
Yep. And they'll bring it out to the 25. I don't remember the last time we did an Alabama game where the score was this close in the first quarter.
No, in the championship it was Georgia was winning.
That's right. 2nd down and 10. The tight end Forrestall in motion. The throw on the slant. What a catch by Devontae Smith.
So the scouting report on these receivers are that Ruggs is the fastest. Judy's the best route runner.
Yeah.
Waddle's the most explosive. But Devontae Smith, who was injured a lot last year, has the best hands as advertised.
Everybody's got something,
you
right?
got it. As we've been talking, I don't know, is it one of the cut-ins, one of the interviews we talked about it. Does anybody remember, anybody can help us if they want, anyone that ever had 4, a quartet like this in college ball? I remember threesomes.
I do too.
I don't remember a quartet like this.
First down at the 43. Again, the tight end on the move toward the ball. Robinson off the right side. Got it out to the 49.
Robinson on the carry.
Final minute of the first quarter here in Columbia. Nick Saban has never lost to one of his former assistants. 16-0. Will Muschamp, one of those assistants at LSU, and then with the Miami Dolphins with Nick. It's funny how you talked about all those guys that were tutored, I guess, if you want to call it that, under Nick Saban, and where they are now and how they get along with the coach. Second down and 9. Waddle trots out to the top of your screen. And now we might have a timeout.
Yeah, it might be the quarter.
It is the end of the quarter. End of 1, and it's been fun. South Carolina with Ryan Hilinski, the freshman. Najee Harris in Alabama. Tua Tagavailoa, a couple of touchdown throws. But a good one in the SEC on CBS. 14-10 tied. Back at Williams-Brice Stadium in Columbia, South Carolina. We start the second quarter with Alabama holding a 4-point lead. And they work from their own 43-yard line. Tua Tagavailoa gets Jerry Jeudy in motion. He's going to actually set up in the backfield. Tua swings it out of the flat to Robinson. Robinson ahead of steam inside the 40, down the sideline for South Carolina, and knocked out, but all the way to the 21-yard line. Big play there to open up the second quarter. Welcome back. Let's face it, I don't know if you and I have done a game that's been this close with Alabama.
No, that's for sure, except for the championship against Georgia. But what you saw right there is exactly what they want from Tua. If it's not open deep right away, come to your back and just go to him right away. Take the easy throw.
Now they get it out to Ruggs on the edge, and he gets it to the 5.
Again, another great decision that time by Tua. He knew he had Ruggs to the outside, but he looked for a touchdown. Do I got a touchdown? Do I have anything downfield? Now watch, he knows he's got him out there to the left, but he just peeks inside. Do I have it? Nope. Take the easy throw. And again, right here, South Carolina has 2 players to make the tackle. They get too many yards.
Looked like they only had one guy even trying to push the pocket. Everybody was standing still.
It was a quick snap and a well-executed play by Alabama. 2nd
and goal. Robinson steps up to Tua's right hand. He rolls that way, throws to the end zone. It is almost intercepted by J.C. Horn. Got a hand on it.
Great defense by South Carolina. They were trying to play the rub play that Clemson hit against Alabama. You split out and you hit the slot in the flat, but it was defended. Watch, the rub is going to come out this way, and then in the end zone is the second receiver. He just throws it short.
Yep. He doesn't miss many like that. And they're going to hear the noise down there from the end zone crowd.
And
here comes the blitz. Tua, the fade to the corner. Smith caught it, but I think he's out of bounds. He is.
He caught it, though. What a snag. And you watch him in practice. They practice this all the time. They catch the ball and lift it. They don't bring it in right away. Watch him lift it, take it away. Yes, his left foot was the first thing that came down. Yep. Good call. Watch him lift the ball, bring it in later, but left foot out first.
Talk about a highlight play that is not a touchdown.
It was. He got in 99% of his body, but the left foot went down first.
Well, Will Reichard missed his first 2 field goals and then went 2 for 2 last week. It's a 23-yard attack from the left hash, and it's up and good.
Great height on that kick.
13-10 remaining. South Carolina's defense holds, but still Nick Saban's Tide leads by a touchdown. Reichard, the freshman from Hoover, Alabama, with the kick. It's a dandy. Bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. South Carolina from the 25. Tavian Feaster in the backfield behind Ryan Hilinski, who's looked good today. The freshman out of Orange, California. Play fake, little half bootleg, and he is airing it out. Just overshot Brian Edwards. Edwards had a step back there on Trayvon Diggs.
That's the challenge. When you play Alabama, they're going to play bump and run coverage. They're going to give you those opportunities. If you can complete that ball 30 yards downfield, you got a chance. Now, this is a good throw. This is probably a B+ throw. Needs to be an A- throw. He had 1.5 yards. He's open, but it's not wide open. It forces you to throw an accurate ball down the field.
They're going to blitz up the middle. Quick slant. This one's tipped out of the hands of Shi Smith. A good throw too, but Jared Maiden got a hit on him from behind, I think it was. And it brings up 3rd down and 10.
Shi Smith had a pretty good game when we watched that Clemson game on tape last year. He had 9 catches for 109 yards. Had a good catch already today.
Got the tight end out the flat across the 30, trying to stretch it out. He got it to the 32.5 maybe. Xavier McKinney made the tackle.
Just amazing watching these young quarterbacks, these true freshman quarterbacks. We saw it, you know, Trevor Lawrence, Jake Fromm, you know, Jalen Hurts, Tua. They all seem so ready to play. The offense that they ran in high school is the offense they're running now. The split section decisions they're making almost feel like it's second nature to them.
And Ryan Hilinski hasn't been under center yet, has he? It's all been shotgun.
No, you're right.
Joseph Charlton to punt. Still got guys running across the formation on the punt. Well, he backed Waddle up pretty good again, but not nearly as far to the 17-yard line, and Waddle coming back the other way. And it's a big difference. They got it at the 35 or 36-yard line on the punt return.
So those are 33 hidden yards that nobody ever talks about.
Well, we just did. 11:52 till halftime.
Yeah, we heard a little murmur, and we might have found out why. Right here, number 18, Slade Bolden gets grabbed that everyone saw except for the officials. Okay, now remember the hold on the other play for the touchdown for South Carolina. This would have brought it back to the 10-yard line, half the distance. So that's a big difference in this play.
Waddle got 18 yards on the return. It would have gone the other way, like Gary said, and the starting field position would not have been for Tua Tagavailoa, the 35-yard line, which is where it is now.
I think you caught it around the 20, so that would have gone back.
Yep.
And right now, Tua says, I don't care where we start. If I get the throw, I feel good.
Doesn't matter. At the 35. The quick throw out in the flat to Ruggs, and South Carolina's all over that one. Nice play by Sherrod Green.
Sherrod Green was the number 2 tackler for this team. 13 games he started for a team that was decimated by injuries in the defensive line. He and T.J. Brunson had to make a ton of tackles last year, and you can see by the time he comes up, makes the play.
Yep. He and T.J. had 179 tackles between the two of them a year ago. Loss on the play. Second down at 13. Najee Harris flushes out of the now empty Alabama backfield. Tagavailoa has time over the middle. Calmly throws to Ruggs, who's dropped by Jamie Robinson out at the 37, but it still brings up third down.
Good job by South Carolina. Even though Alabama's going hurry up, South Carolina's ahead of the substitution, and they get fresh pass rushers in the game.
They had a couple of third and longs today, and they're only 1 for 5. Third and 8.
Same look with the 2 guys inside in the A gap, they call it, right on the center.
Tagavailoa on the slant. It's complete. It's a first down, and it's out to midfield. Devontae Smith's been a big target, number 6 today.
So the questions about the offensive line, that's been the area that they've been struggling with. Can they pick up this stunt? Yes. Nice pass off that time. Get a free rusher, but it's not quick enough. When you're calling the slant, if you don't slow them down right away, they're going to get it off. And that's one of the advantages, by the way, of the shotgun. Back when I played, you took that ball under center, and you couldn't get away from those inside rushers. From the shotgun, you have that ability, even when a guy comes free, to throw that slant.
Devontae Smith's already caught 5 passes. Here's Najee Harris straight up the middle and almost 4 for him.
Now, so let's talk a little bit about Najee Harris, a 5-star recruit, had to wait his turn. He was playing, you know, as the third back. He'd get 6, 7, 8 carries. And Coach Saban told us he thought he was, when he had his opportunities, was trying to do too much.
Yep.
Trying to prove to everybody what a 5-star he was. And they've been talking to him about pressing the hole and making sure that his linemen know where he's coming from.
Follow your blocks, not necessarily freelancing. This time he tried to bounce it out for a couple. And a good play by J.C. Horn, who came up in the secondary and got the first piece of it.
And you can almost understand it. You know, you only get so many opportunities. You want to show what you can do. And then you get out there, the coaching they're trying to give him is, if you go into the hole, the defenders will come to the linemen where they anticipate them, and it'll make those blocks easier.
Well, they picked up the last third down when it was 3rd and 8. 3rd and 3 here. Under 9 to go first half. Alabama by a touchdown.
See, this is too short to blitz here. They should go some type of combo coverages.
Forrestall, the tight end, again motions toward the middle of the pack. Najee Harris, and he's brought down at the line of scrimmage by R.J. Roderick, his second big play of the game.
3 straight runs, 3 straight defended plays by South Carolina. When they brought number 87 Forrestall in, and added the extra man to the box, and that's the guy who made the tackle.
The punting team came over by Nick Saban, and he said,
There's no hurry here. Whether you punt from the 42 or the 48, it's the same thing. Let's see if they'll go for it or bluff it.
4th down and 3. They're free for 3 on 4th down conversions this year. They're going. Tagavailoa all day to throw. Crossing route, Najee Harris inside the 30, broke a tackle. A hurdle and the sideline and a touchdown. What a catch and run by the guy we just talked about. 42 yards for Najee Harris.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Comes out of the backfield and he's going to circle. Jerry Jeudy's going to come over here and get a block. But watch what he does after the catch. Not enough pressure. Plenty of time. Catches it. First thing is shove him out of the way. You get a shove and a hurdle. That's always good on an in play.
Rikers, extra point is good.
So much happened we didn't have time to show it.
A 2-touchdown lead now for Alabama on 4th down. Najee Harris on a pass from Tua Tagavailoa on a crossing route. First, as Gary said, run somebody over, then hurdle the next guy, and then drag the linebacker for a couple of yards for the touchdown.
We got a new category now, Ness. If there's so much that happens, you don't have time to show it. That's a good play. Watch what Najee does first. He's going to pick for Devontae Smith, number 1. He's coming out. He's going to pick to see if he can get Devontae Smith going the other way on the play. Watch. I'm going to pick. Nope. Then the next thing he does, you got to catch the ball. And he catches it. Then he knocks out DJ Wanham. That guy's 6'5", 260. Then he jumps, and then he breaks a tackle from the middle linebacker and goes in the end zone. Not even enough time to show it all.
He's got 1 less catch in the first half than he had all of last year. And a touchback. There's a little pitch. Backwards. Took a big hit, and he's still going. And the pile's still going. First down, South Carolina.
Got to bring your arms. Jared Maiden, number 21 that time, went for a knockout blow. But he did not bring his arms on the tackle. Watch, coming up from the secondary.
Ryan Edwards going to deliver one of his own. Boom.
Boom, look at him. He throws it, but he does not bring his arms. Wrap it up.
The bad news is he lost his helmet, so he's out for this play. He's got to take one off. Goes down on one knee to get a breather. Meanwhile, his teammates out there with a first down at the Alabama 44-yard line. Draw play. Feaster hesitates. And now brings it forward. Nice run by Feaster to the 38-yard line with 2 minutes to go in the half.
And boy, do you feel better now calling plays. You're across the 50-yard line. The clock's under 2 minutes. You're moving the football. Now you say, I can call anything I want here right now.
Feaster comes out. Rico Dowdle goes in. Hilinski fakes it out to Dowdle and fires far side. Overshot his intended receiver, Shi Smith.
No, that's nothing. Ball was out there. Defender just backing into the receiver. Insignificant. Backing up on the ball. He has a right to go for the ball. Ball's way out of bounds. No chance.
And the cheerleader had a shot at it. She had her back turned.
Pretty plucky guy, isn't he, right there, Hilinski?
Kid. Doesn't play like a freshman.
Nope. Usually Jake, Jalen Hurts, Tua, Trevor Lawrence. They
grow up in a hurry.
Yes.
3rd down and 4. This is not exactly comfortable field goal range.
It's last time. Will they do it this time? Yes.
Hilinski waits, fires, complete inside the 30 and a first down.
You know who's going to smile at these throws is the old ball coach. Steve Spurrier loved the hook pass. Get out there and post up your guy. I even saw him do it in the AAF this year. Go out there, that's the best beater he believes.
Hilinski again comes up throwing, complete. Rico Dowdle fighting for extra yardage and a first down around the 18-yard line.
Rico Dowdle is one guy that would love to have a big game. He had a big drop at the beginning of last year's game, went off his shoulder pads. Deontay Baker scores a touchdown. He's out to show what he has today. Good start.
And at the 18 with 1:24. 39-yard drive so far. Ryan Hilinski has been dead on 5 out of 6. Blitz coming off the corner. Hilinski's got a guy in his face, and he still threw it to the tight end. Another first down, and it's inside the 5 to Kyle Markway.
How about the patience that Hilinski had that time? He knew he had a free rusher coming right at him, and he waited and threw it at the last second to Markway. What a play. Markway makes another 5 or 6 yards after the catch.
Plenty of time to work here as we approach a minute. South Carolina's got 2 timeouts remaining. First and goal for the Gamecocks at the Alabama 4.
Time is not a factor as all. A factor. Look at 2 timeouts. 55 seconds to go. Nice drive.
Full house backfield. Hand up, down it. Touchdown.
Check his knees. It's close. Check his knees. I think they called it short by an inch.
They did.
And the clock is still going, by the way.
Stop for Alabama. Second and goal.
He stretches. Boy, one hit first. The ball in the end zone or his knees. They're going to put it at the 1-foot line. The throw in the corner trying to get it to the tight end.
I'm shocked that the clock wasn't stopped. I'm shocked the replay official didn't stop the game to see if his knee was down. That was close. Now they burned another down. Once you go by the play, you can't go back. I'm shocked the replay official. I know.
I don't think his knees ever touched. I'll be honest with you.
I don't know.
He's airborne right there.
I just say that deserved a better look. Did it come down or not? Boy, at that look, I would say it didn't.
Won't matter. They didn't. Bobbled snap, and now it's 4th down. And the clock is running again.
Yeah, they got a timeout, though. No, now what do? Do you take 3 points, or do you take the bigger picture and say 3-8
South Carolina?
These guys. Remember, South Carolina gets the ball to start the second half. I thought that may influence this to kick 3 and get the ball again, but they're going to go for it.
4th and goal at the 3-yard line. Hilinski rolls, throws, too high, incomplete. 1 second left in the half. Or maybe the time has expired now.
It's the Clemson play again, but this time, watch Alabama pass everybody off. There's a defender out there. He wants to throw it to the outside, but that time it's defended by a zone. He has nowhere to go but the back, and he makes too high of a throw. He could have had it, would have taken about a foot lower throw.
What could have been a couple of times for South Carolina. A fake field goal with a hole going for 4th down at the end of the half, when they maybe could have had 3. As it is, they're still within 2 touchdowns. In Columbia, South Carolina, let's go down to Jamie.
Coach, why did you handle that touchdown that was not called one there when the replay official did not stop the game?
I'm not going to comment on that. I'll get fined for the rest of my life if I get commented on that.
How do you feel like Ryan Hilinski handled himself?
I think he's doing a great job.
Thanks, Coach.
Not a happy coach right there.
He also knows you get 2 questions. That's it. You get 2. I'm out of here.
2 questions and 4-letter answers. 24-10, halftime in Columbia as we head to Adam Zucker and the guys in our New York studios. As we're just about set to start the 3rd quarter at Williams-Brice Stadium in Columbia. 2-touchdown lead for the Crimson Tide of Alabama, 24-10. Alabama to kick. Reichert's kick. Will be fielded at the 3-yard line. And it is the aforementioned Shi Smith on the return, a short return at that. Welcome back, everybody. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Jamie's down on the sideline. I don't know this is so much how Alabama's playing, but what could have been for South Carolina. A couple of blown plays, and then I don't get it at the end of the half when they have a couple timeouts and there's.
Apparently, replay official John Bible thought it was going to be too close to call no matter what. In his mind, I think he's thinking here, I won't be able to tell, so why stop the clock? I thought it would deserve another look. It's such a big play. Now, the other part of it is, as you look at that, Will Muschamp had two timeouts, and he decided to go hurry up instead of bleeding it down, giving the replay official more time to take a timeout, and then they fumble the snap. Exactly. So it's not so much Alabama had a goal line stand, they had a goal line survive, basically.
Exactly. And now we're set for the start of the third quarter, and Ryan Hilinski and all the fans at Williams-Brice Stadium with the 3 fingers up in honor of his late brother Tyler. And on the first play, number 5, Rico Dowdle blasts his way down to the 40 and maybe the 41. 22-yard pickup by Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, neither team in the first half could run the ball at all. Alabama with only 26 yards rushing. South Carolina now closing in on 50 total. It's been a passing game for both teams.
Now they come right back to the tight end for 9 more and Mark Way. It was DJ Dale, the nose tackle earlier, not Christian Harris, the linebacker. And here's South Carolina at midfield in a hurry. Ryan Edwards. He's been a hoss today.
He really has. He has shown toughness throughout the whole football game, fighting for footballs, and after he gets the football, fighting through plays. And I think that time that might have been a shoulder injury on a reach out that time of one of the defensive linemen.
Well, got to come away with points on this drive.
Well, Will has been willing to gamble in this game. A fake field goal, a fake punt, went for it on 4th and goal. Nothing's really hurt. He survived. They didn't make it, but he survived them all, except he could have had 3 points. So he played 3 points for 4 big decisions.
Hilinski throws, got his man. It's Shi Smith inside the 10 to the 9.
Anthony Jennings, number 33, is right into Hilinski's face. And in that situation, that's when you want to throw off your back foot. You buy a little time, you lay the ball up, and throw it.
Here's the end around, or Trey Smith. He got to the 5. And 2nd down and goal.
Remember this South Carolina offense. Jake Bentley threw for over 500 yards against Clemson at the end of the year last year. They've been able to move the ball. They've never put it together against the big teams together, though. You know, offense, defense, they're really in this football game.
Prior to that misfire at the end of the half, they had been perfect in the red zone as far as at least scoring something. They've got it 2nd and goal at the 5 here, just inside the 5. Here's Edwards, and he's going down. This time it is smelled out defensively by Terrell Lewis.
Terrell Lewis, we haven't called his number much, but this time his job is the jet sweep, and he closes on it fast. 6'5". We've heard, you know, tough injuries he's had to play through for 2 years right here, and couldn't get in the lineup, but they say he's ready this year. If he's ready and plays the way they think he can, he could be a difference maker on the edge for Alabama.
So there you see of the 9 trips, 6 touchdowns, a couple of field goals. Now they're backed up, though, to the 10-yard line. That's Muse in motion to the slot. Hilinski, Terrell Lewis giving chase, so is Jennings, and it's a one-hopper intended for Feaster, incomplete.
Shane Lee, number 35, was in coverage. Going the other direction. McKinney had the other crossing route this way, crossing route the other way, and Shane Lee takes him. Basically the same play that Najee Davenport scored on for Alabama. Good coverage, would have taken a perfect throw, it was not.
Now it's Parker White.
All your decisions as a head coach have consequences. When you don't take 3 at the end of the half, you get 3 here, you get 8-point game instead of right now what you have, 11-point game.
So be a 28-yard field goal. And it's up and good. So Parker White gets South Carolina that much closer with 11:26 remaining in the third quarter. But as Gary said, could have been tighter than it is right now. 24-13. Love to have that 3 more back, like you said, Gary.
Yep. And this Alabama offense, I hope they warmed up well, because they didn't have the ball the last 4 minutes, then halftime, and then
played
that
for about an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Will Tame to kick. And the line drive will bring it out on the touchback to the 25 as we check in with Jamie.
Well, Brad, Alabama must take their time on offense here because they have a couple of issues and injuries going on the defensive side of the ball. We saw Raekwon Davis go down on the kickoff at half. He is questionable to return with an upper extremity injury. On the other side of the defensive end line, LeBrian Ray is out for the game with a lower leg injury, and also Terrell Lewis, was on the bike just now talking to the medical staff.
Wow, so there goes their veterans on the front line and one of their veteran linebackers.
Yeah, three, and he's basically that puck position where he plays defensive end linebackers. Are really three defensive linemen or pass rushers off the edge.
Alabama first down. Tua got a low snap, a play fake, throws off his back foot in and out of the hands of Devontae Smith.
I think the low snap caused that play to disintegrate really quickly.
First half, Alabama possessions and a bad front and a missed field goal. Other than that, it's kind of a normal Alabama offense.
Yep. Those 4-play drives kill you unless it ends in a TD.
If it ends in a kick and it's an extra point or a field goal. Smith in motion behind Tagavailoa, and he throws it out to the flag.
Nice play.
A play out to the 30, but a nice defensive play as well. That was Jamie Robinson, I think, that made the open field stop.
Number 7, watch him, he's getting blocked, he's getting held. That was one that was missed. The South Carolina fans have been complaining, and that one right there should have been called.
3rd and 5. Tagavailoa rolls, throws, runs on the receiving end. First down, broken tackle. Up almost to midfield.
Sprint out, it's one of those plays. It's all the way up the outside. One-man play. Again, a perfect throw on the run by Tua to the outside.
That puts Ruggs over 100 receiving with Devontae Smith with 83.
Look at that balance. You know, it's funny, all the receivers are fast, but they all point to Ruggs and go, no, we're not as fast as him. They just concede it, don't they?
Yeah. First down. Straight ahead run. Little hesitation by Najee Harris, and then he just explodes for almost a dozen.
And again, at halftime, they did a lot. You know, they have over 300 yards, roughly 300 yards in offense. But if you look at the stats and you run for 25 yards, what Nick Saban says, that's eventually going to catch up with us. And he wants more balance out of his football team.
Now, that was a big hole, but he followed his blockers there, that's for sure, for a first down at the 42. Throw complete behind Devontae Smith. He still made the catch, and he is gone. Touchdown, Alabama. Number 4 for Tua. 42 yards to Smith, and he's over 100 yards receiving.
Well, eBay, number 29, had a chance to save the play. You're going to get the RPO, the slant. It's going to be a good play, but the missed tackle put the extra yards on there for the touchdown.
8th career game with 4 or more touchdowns through the air, and he'll hold for the extra point.
I always get the feeling Tua walks over there and goes, we don't need no stinking run game. That's a run game right there. I gave it to him just a little bit downfield. That's
right.
all.
Extra point is good. Well, a quick drive again, under 2 minutes again. 5 plays, 75 yards in a minute 35. Here's another look.
Right in his face, he makes that throw, half a step behind, and then Smith just sidesteps the last tackler. He knows he's getting it. Remember, he's a great slant thrower. When he turns, that ball's right there.
The wide receivers of Alabama continue to light it up. 31-13, tied. Well, hey, Jim McCarron, your record is precarious at best. Tua Tagavailoa 4 touchdown passes today, and has passed Jalen Hurts, who's now the starting quarterback at Oklahoma, is putting up huge numbers in his own right. And Tua 350 through the air, 19 out of 26 for touchdowns, no interceptions so far today. The kick to the goal line to Shi Smith. Shi has had trouble on these kick returns. As Gary said, you got to keep running fast. Don't hesitate at the 13. A sustained drive and more points just to try to stay close. Get Alabama to the 4th quarter. That throw is complete, and it is a first down. And a spin move by Shi Smith. And he's got a first down. Now to across the 35.
I would not want to be in the coach's room when Shaheem Carter hears the coaching from the coach. Holy cow, gets turned around. He's got outside technique, help inside, and lets the receiver go right across his face.
I'm going to say, yeah, but coach, I made the tackle.
Yes, you did, for a first down. The defense is put together to know where your help is. Shaheem Carter knew he had help inside. You can't get beat outside. That's your job.
The carry-out Joyner, who's the backup quarterback, is in the line. Does a Sterling Sharp ball out? Was it a forward pass or not?
I think that's a fumble.
Anthony Jennings forced it. And they say Alabama ball. That time the heat came from the backside. He just didn't feel it, I don't think.
Yep, the ball, his hand is free. The ball's not in control as his arm and hand come forward. Easy call for a fumble. And sooner or later, those five-star recruits make a play, right?
Yep.
Coming around the corner.
They spot it at the 47-yard line.
I think it's kind of obvious, but the biggest play of the game so far is the non-touchdown call for South Carolina to get into play in the game, right? You're down 7 if that thing's a touchdown. And then they don't react well. You fumble the next snap. Yeah, it's just, from there, it did not go well.
Just on the South Carolina side of the 50. Ryan Robinson. And Robinson dragging people with it inside the 40 to the 39.
When we talked to Nick Saban about Najee Harris, he said, yes, we'd like more from Najee, but Brian Robinson's showing us what are we supposed to do? Not give him the ball? Every time he carries the ball, he does it right. He makes positive yards. We have to keep using both backs.
Tua back at the controls. And Forrest motion toward the ball on the 29-yard line. Tua just a half a play fake to Robinson, and then fires across the middle to Forrest. He dives to the 22 or 3.
Tua is accepting the coaching that Nick Saban demanded and Steve Sarkisian has brought. If it's not there downfield, they do not want those spin moves and sticking your arms out and buying time. I want you to drop it off to the guy in the flat and make it 2nd, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And he is following the coaching in this football game. They also want him to take less hits. They need him healthy.
Down the middle, just overshot Judy. 3 guys back there trying to stay with number 4, and he had 2 steps on all of them.
He wanted to go slant. There was nothing there that time. He wants to go slant right here. Not there. Judy has to go behind it, and then he has to throw it over the top of the safety that time. It needed to be a touch pass. Good defense that time for the Gamecocks.
3rd down at 3. See if the Gamecocks can force a field goal and not give up a first down here to the Tide. Judy's up in the slot. He looks that way. He fires far side and got it. First down.
You know, that's pretty good coverage too, Brad. I mean, I don't know what else you could do. I mean, that's a far hash throw to the sideline. Now watch how much space there is here. Not much, and it's put right out there in front of his face.
McQuamu's going, what am I supposed to do?
Exactly. That's why there are teams tanking for Tua right now after that throw.
So they're back in the red zone at the 16 as we approach 3.5 minutes. Najee Harris back with Tua in the backfield. Fakes it to him. Thought to throw back to him, but it goes to the tight end. He's got the catch. Does it have the touchdown? He's out of bounds at the 5.
It was actually almost the same play they hit for the touchdown before. Fake to the back, look, wheel route out there, come to your second guy. Tua is putting out a coaching clinic of what they want from him in the future.
Roy Tennyson just couldn't quite keep his foot in bounds.
It is close, isn't it?
Really close.
Spins out of it. Don't block the camera.
Ooh. I don't know.
I know. I know.
Yes, it is. 1st and goal inside the 5. Harris slipped a little bit in the backfield, and that cost him a gain. He lost yardage. Avon Kinlaw, one of the first guys there. Another look at Major Tennyson on this reception.
Spins him off. His momentum takes him.
Not out there. No. I guess if he wears a 12 wide instead of medium, I don't know, man. I don't see it. I still see green grass. That's a touchdown.
That should have been a touchdown. And again, deserved the look.
Back at the 6 after the loss by Harris. 2nd and goal. A little toss to Judy. He's not going to get there. That goes as a pass, even though it's just a little flip forward. So another reception for Gary.
Well, at least the close looks are even 1-1 now, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yes. Yes.
Under 2 minutes in the quarter, and a 3rd down and goal. Career high in yardage.
If he's thinking 4 downs, he can run. Or is he just going to give the ball to 2 and say, get us a touchdown?
Or Brian Robinson, who's behind him. It is Brian Robinson. He's come down for a loss, and it's Ernest Jones, the linebacker.
Yeah, didn't game enough, did he? Now you got to go field goal. Again, you talk to Tavares Robinson, defensive coordinator, says 53 is a smart, good football player. Reacts to plays, formations, motion, as good as anybody he's coached, and you could see it right there. Weeded everybody out, made the play.
One of the captains out of Waycross, Georgia. And now it's Reichert. We'll try a 21-yarder right in the middle of the field. Up and good. So tack on 3 more for the Crimson Tide as they go up 34-13 with that field goal with just under a minute remaining. 3rd quarter here in Columbia.
And there was a lot of stuff that happened right at the end of the half, and considering South Carolina drove well at the beginning of the half, it could have been a completely different look as this football game is right now.
Try Rico again. This time left side. He breaks into the clear. Rico Dowdle. Nice move inside the 40. Still going down inside the 30-yard line. In the final 20 seconds of the 3rd quarter. 33-yard pickup for Rico Dowdle.
Talked to the coaches. They said Rico Dowdle has had the best camp he's had since he's been at South Carolina. Good blocking up front and another positive run play.
Hilinski got away from the rush momentarily at least and throws. Muse dropped it.
That's 2 of them for Muse. Big one over the middle and another one right there.
Rico Dowdle almost 100 yards on the ground through 3 quarters. And this would have been another 1st down.
In the open, I said I did not think that the guy who did not come through in this game would be Ryan Hilinski. He's too talented throwing the ball, and that has been the case. He's been up to the task. Now, Alabama's a tough task. You know, you have to play almost perfect to beat them, and everybody else hasn't been there yet either.
Hilinski has more time this time. Throws it away, intended for Otre Smith. As we have come to the end of the 3rd quarter. South Carolina on the drive again, but they need a lot of drives to go their way in the final 15 minutes if they're to pull the upset. End of 3, 2nd ranked Alabama in front here in Columbia. Back to start the 4th and final quarter of Home Depot SEC and CBS from Columbia. Alabama with a 21-point lead heading into the final stanza, and South Carolina's got a big play to open the quarter. 3rd and 10 at the 30-yard line. Hilinski not going to do it, and we know now, Gary, in the 4th quarter, it's not like they haven't pulled out all the stops, but they're down 3 touchdowns. We got 50. They're going to have to pull a bunch of stops.
Yeah, but for this football team, I think they're going to feel better about themselves after this game than they did after the opening game.
Yeah.
If they survive, their schedule is in front of them. Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, Vandy, Appalachian State, games they have to win because they were judged to have the toughest schedule in all of football. They play number 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
So you got to win the games you can win. And the other ones, you got to survive. Now, they've survived, and they showed promise today.
They've got number 2 here. They got an off week before they play number 3, Georgia. And, of course, they close their campaign against the team that's currently number 1. They're cross-state rivals from Clemson.
That's why that North Carolina game hurt so much. That was one that they had to have in the overall picture of their schedule.
Parker White will try a 48-yarder. It will be a career-long. Hung in there and got it. Parker White from 48. So we said they just have to keep inching closer, pulling out all the stops. In this case, it's 3 more at least. Will Tommy to kick off. As we're 1 play into 2 plays in, I should say, to the 4th quarter. And it's an onside. Didn't go anywhere, or did it?
It finally made it there, but way too late. Everybody overran it and recovered.
I was just going to say to you, they're not going to onside kick this thing, are they? But
they've got every possible fake they got in.
And that one, he almost tripped over it.
He didn't leave anything in the bag, did he?
Wow,
this game,
you know, that actually did go far enough.
It did. It made it right at the end. Although
well,
it hit him.
He touched it anyway. I didn't see that the first time.
Once he hits it, it cannot be recovered by South Carolina again. It was a free ball.
Najee Harris with Tagavailoa in the backfield. Fakes it to him. Hesitates, now comes over the middle. The runs on the run on the crosser. Got a block from Harris. And out of bounds with the first down.
The only guy that's been quiet in this game, Jalen Waddle. And believe me, if he gets the ball, he's going to go too. Can you imagine this? I mean, to me, watching this game, it appears that Alabama's defense is still a bit vulnerable. You know, they got youth, they got injuries, and the way the modern offenses are, the old days of Alabama holding people to 10 points are over.
Yeah. It's hard to hold anybody to 10 points.
But how are you going to slow down this group right here? Because even in that championship game, they were moving the ball against Clemson. They just didn't push it in the red zone.
Tua throws out to Najee Harris. And he powers his way. Boy, he's played hard today.
He sure has.
We called his number early, whether or not it'd be on the ground, or we didn't expect as a receiver this many times, I don't think. He's caught more balls today than he did last year.
And it does make sense. If you're going into meetings on Monday and Tuesday for Alabama, we go, we need to establish our running back and our pass game. Najee's a good receiver. How do we get him kind of off the nine right here? So they can never get it going, and finally he feels comfortable out there.
Scott Hunter is the all-time leader at 484 in Alabama history for yards a game. Tua's over 400, and he's looking for more here. And he's got it, and it's another touchdown. Devontae Smith. That's number 5 through the air for Tua Tagavailoa.
Really cool how he bought a little time by moving up in the pocket here. Watch, he's anticipating the crisscross. He moves up, buys time, throws across his body, and makes a perfect throw.
Extra point upcoming. And it hit the left upright.
There we go again. There's always something to work on. Alabama practice.
Oh, boy. Well, it was only a 40-yard drive. Didn't take very long, a little over a minute. But 27 of 35. 432 yards for Tua Tagavailoa, including this strike to Devontae Smith, his 5th scoring toss of the day. Alabama with another touchdown, a missed extra point. They're 40-16. Reichard. Hilinski going to throw out in the flat, complete to Shi Smith. Smith, nice speed, got a first down. It appears at the 45.
Was out at practice Thursday watching them, work. This is an upgraded football team. Will has done a good job recruiting. 1-85. This is a team way more talented than he was 2 years ago. They're on the right path, and it looks like, with the unfortunate injury to Bentley, that they've got a replacement ready to go for the next 3 years.
Smith in motion. It's a counter on the ground to Rico Dowdle, who's had a really good game. Hilinski, quick slants. Josh Van with the catch. Tell you what, Ryan's been a busy guy. Is that his 44th attempt of the day?
You're right on. 44, 28 for 44. For the most part, again, he has looked the part. You could not, if you had to guess what year he was, there's nobody say this is his second game in football.
No.
That's the football all day.
Yep. Well, he comes from a quarterback family. His brother Kelly was a quarterback in college. We talked about his late brother Tyler, who played at Washington State.
Interesting, we asked Will, how did you get him? And he said Dan Werner, the quarterback coach, liked him on tape. And when we talked to him, he said, I really want to play in the SEC.
Yeah. They took a little bit of a SEC tour. His mom and dad, they went to Georgia, they went to Tennessee.
Yep.
They came here, they went to Ole Miss, and he just said this felt like home, even though it's 2,500 miles away or wherever.
I like that Nestler calling my plays, is what I think he said. I'm pretty sure he said that. Like those 3:30
I like Danielson's
games.
critique at 3:30.
Hey, what can you say?
Five wides here, including Muse, the tight end in the slot. Hilinski scans the field, goes to the end zone. It's intercepted by Xavier McKinney. And he's going to wisely take a knee.
First mistake, had the crossing route right in front of him. Went for the hero throw, and I think for the whole day that might be the worst decision he's made. Watch, coming right across him, you got an easy throw right in the middle of the field. Got it, take it, make your 8-9 yards, throw it right into coverage. And nothing but bad things happen when you do that.
He got away with one to Shi Smith earlier, kind of like that, but it was a better throw than that one, and he knows it. He's still fighting the fight, though. 40-16. When you're averaging 10 yards a play, it helps. Of course, they haven't played the kind of competition they're going to see against Notre Dame or when they get in the meat of the SEC.
That was a great cut that time by Brian Robinson. He starts out inside. Then he goes outside, sets up his blocks, and then sticks his foot in the ground and cuts up and makes the positive play.
I think they're going to be happy with the way the running backs have played today.
Man, we get a curtain call for Tua.
If you're wondering why it says TU and then the period there, instead of just Tagavailoa, his little brother is the third-string quarterback. And he said, I still don't know why they just couldn't have left. I only got one more letter in my first name. Why just not TUA instead of just TU?
Give me it all. By a vowel.
Exactly. Mac Jones is in at quarterback. Brian Robinson again. This time South Carolina waiting for him. And he'll go down for a loss. Tua's final numbers as his curtain call has been taken and the towel's over the head. Not a bad one. 28 of 36, 444 and 5.
Yeah, don't sleep on Tua in this Heisman thing. I know he's one of the, oh, this guy's going to go ahead of him. This guy's going to, he's going to get his chance to serve. And let's take it. Yeah, Talia's ready to go.
That's why there's two different. He's got the T and Tua's got the TU. If that makes sense.
Really? Could he turn around for us? I want to see what he's got.
He might have a TA, I think.
I bet it's a TA.
Judy. The quick out for Mac Jones.
But Mac Jones is the backup quarterback in a game that mattered. Tua goes down, and remember, last year they had a pretty good backup quarterback.
And Mac played tennis as well in high school, and Nick Saban was saying he's kind of got the John McEnroe attitude. When he makes a bad play, he wants to break his racket, and I keep telling him, if you're going to be a quarterback, you have to stay calm.
How about this? I mean, my mother, brother, sister, all college athletes, dad's a professional tennis player. Gee, that's worked out well.
They're down at 5.
Nice stop drop. Holy
Judy And he gets down the sideline as fast as anybody I've ever
Let's see
seen.
if there was a push on this one. Kwamu right here, isn't it? Oh, yeah, he shoves him right down, doesn't he? They're hand fighting, and he shoves it.
Pick up of 30.
Israel Kwamu says, he's pretty hard to cover anyway. He's allowed to do that.
He gets from 0 to 60 in a
He
hurry,
sure
doesn't
does.
he?
Yeah, he's going to be a top 5 draft pick. Backup offensive line has now come in.
Final 6.5 minutes. Backup people at the 22-yard line trying to get their reps in. Ryan Robinson still in there at tailback, trying to bounce it outside. Oh, you got a half a yard. And Williams-Brice Stadium, fans have hung around pretty good. They started heading to the exits on their last touchdown a little bit, but they came out in full force hoping for an upset like they saw 9 years ago. Not going to happen today.
I'll tell you, last year when we came here against Georgia, I thought after the game I was a little like, that's not a very good football team. Now they righted the ship, won some games. This year I'm much more impressed watching this game. Got ugly at the end. They made a game of this thing.
Yeah, they did. And Alabama back in the red zone. Still not a lot of rushing yards, but they had so many short passes to the running backs that they turned into big chunks. It was almost like handoffs.
Yeah, it's unconventional runs. You know, they're different types of runs. Long handoff runs.
Jones fires, got his man. And it was Slade Bolden who got that first down out of a Wildcat a little bit earlier, and he's got a reception here.
Good work up into the pocket, ball to the outside shoulder or outside number, perfect.
Nice throw and catch, and it gets it to the 4-yard line. This is where people start saying, you know, the game is over, but the guys that are out there want to play too.
Well, Brad, mostly the quarterback, though. You've got to get the reps for Jones in case he has to play when it matters.
Exactly.
That's where you need the reps.
Here's Robinson, the freshman. Puts his head down, keeps his feet going. I think he got close to the 1. JT Bay finally brought him down.
Of course, the one running back that they're missing that they counted on, Trey Saunders, their 5-star running back, injured out for the year. So it's been Harrison, Brian Robinson, Gillian Robinson, Jerome Ford. Those 4 guys have been sharing the rushing attempts. As I said in the pregame show, Kirby has built a monster. They match up man for man, talent for talent, quarterback for quarterback.
And Robinson, did he get there this time?
I think he bounced in. He's short.
He's about at the 1-foot line. RJ Roderick out there still making tackles in his safety spot.
Patient, turn in, good job. Get your butt in the hole. Perfect job by Tommy Brown, number 75. Ball off your man, turn him to the outside, but once he's carrying the football in his head, it's going to be just a little bit short.
A helmet score.
Yes.
4th down and a foot. As you look up above Mac Jones, Keelan Robinson on the offensive line. Mac Jones trying to do it himself. Oh, second effort, he's in. Touchdown. We'll give him a 1-yarder on that one, more like 16 inches or so, but it's a touchdown, and Tua with a big smile for his backup quarterback.
Yeah. Running behind 2 true freshmen, Darren Delcourt, number 71, Emil Ekior, number 55. Just keep pushing, keep moving, keep trying to put in. Matt Womack's in the game, 77. And Tua goes, yeah. It's fun to win, isn't it?
Sure is.
It's fun to win.
Almost an 8-minute drive. 80 yards in 12 plays. Rockert, who missed his last extra point, drills this one. And that makes it 47-16. Just a couple of minutes left here in Columbia. Back at Williams-Brice Stadium with a couple of minutes remaining. After an 80-yard drive by Alabama and quite a few of their backups, got it in the end zone to lead 47-16. On the kick return, Shi Smith got across the 20 out to about the 23-yard line this time. Here's the rest of what Gary was talking about getting ready for. At Missouri, Kentucky here, an open date before third-ranked Georgia, then Florida after that, Tennessee, Vandy, the open date before Clemson, and that includes Texas A&M. Almost forgot that. So most people think this is, if not the toughest schedule in college football, it's in the top 3.
I think A&M is called up into that area.
Yeah, they have to. Will in his 4th year here. Going to be 0-3 against Alabama now, 0-2 against them while he was at Florida.
He couldn't coach more aggressively than he did today.
No. Did everything possible. They didn't hold anything back. And oh boy, what you just said.
It's the one thing you don't want to have happen.
Apparently he's okay.
Is the extra reps worth one of those injuries right there?
Barmore got it from behind. And luckily he had a fairly decent landing.
Yeah, and you never know though. You know, Jake Bentley did not know he broke his foot or whatever it was either.
On the last play.
It got sore and sore as the night went through, and he came back the next day. He did not think it was bad.
Quick toss, first down to Feaster. So a couple more throws from Ryan. If they're complete, he'll be over 300 yards passing. He's got 293 right now.
The Missouri game will be an interesting test for them. Probably pretty equal football game at Missouri. Equal talent on the field. You know, Nesby, going back to that 2010 game that South Carolina upset Alabama, 19 straight wins. On the field that day for Alabama, Alabama had 10 #1 draft picks playing in that football game. South Carolina had 2. And it was really interesting as when you look at the game, Tory Gurley, the wide receiver, said, I knew it was a big game because when I went to see Coach that Sunday, he didn't have a golf club in his hand, Coach Curry, when he was talking to us. He was laying out the game plan without a golf club. I knew it was a big game.
Had to be big. That was DeCarrion Joyner, the backup quarterback who made that last catch. Ryan Hilinski got away with one there. Ooh. It was almost a helmet-to-helmet job by Jared Maiden.
I think that's a good no call. Jared Maiden sees the ball going to the receiver. Plays the quarterback. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that might have got him fined. I don't think that's any big deal. He pushed him with his elbows that time. I know we're always trying to protect the defenseless player, but I don't see it there. That one could be.
Josh Van. The leg. Cajo kind of late there.
Yep.
Final 30 seconds. 4 receivers to the right. They'll come back to the left with the throw to the corner. Nope, not quite. Trey Smith had his hands on it, but he ran out of real estate over there.
Perfect phase that time. Stay right with the runner. Look back when he looks back. Right to the outside. Job right there. Perfect defense. Push him to the sideline. Make sure there's very little field out there.
Needed about 2 more feet over there. 4th down. Donald empties the backfield. Ryan Hilinski to throw one more time at least. He took a mouthful as he let go of that one. And a flag. And I think that was Barmore again, who maybe got away with one earlier, and this one is right in the chin.
Oh
God. Man.
He didn't slow down, did he?
No, he didn't.
Go automatic first down.
Ryan still adjusting the helmet. A tough cookie, man. He got right back up. There's a touchdown.
Yes, you do,
throw.
Gary.
Yeah, I can see these young guys who've been waiting to get a shot on this guy all day to show the coach how they can rush the ball. They just don't do it the right way as they finish off the game with a touchdown here.
Kyle Markway, the tight end, 11-yard scoring toss. Hilinski's second of the day. So he was playing to the final whistle, and so had the Gamecocks been.
Right across the face of Cahoe that time. When you're playing inside technique, the one way you can't do it, you're not going to get on the field for a Nick Saban team when you have that technique and let the tight end go right by you. How about that throw by Hilinski, though? You take a targeting and throw a touchdown.
Playing to the end for South Carolina. They went a minute 53 seconds to go 76 yards in 11 plays. And Ryan Hilinski's got his second scoring toss. Over 300 yards on the day.
There were a few Alabama fans not happy with that last touchdown.
Yeah, I suppose.
Some very interested fans.
Yeah, I guess. And so Alabama is not going to lose their ranking. Georgia's not going to lose their ranking. Clemson plays tonight. Ohio State won handily again today. Who am I missing? I don't know, just in the top 5 anyway.
You know, you would think so. How do you beat Alabama? You better be ready to score points.
Yeah,
I think
you got to
Will
score more than them.
Yes, I think Will was right. What are you going to do on offense? We got to score.
Well, 2 old friends, one mentor, I guess, and the other guy, one of his pupils along the way. And it's 17-0 for Nick Saban against his former assistant coaches. Jamie's with Nick.
Coach, Tua had a tremendous day. Through your eyes, to what degree is he executing the game plan that's put in front of him in a game like this?
Well, he does a great job of executing the offense. You know, a lot of those plays that we end up throwing the ball on are really could be runs or passes. They played a lot of 6 guys in the box, so they all ended up being passes, and he executed really well, and receivers did a good job of catching and run with it.
Catching the ball, Najee Harris out of the backfield. What in your gut told you that was a good game plan for him today?
Well, Najee's a really good receiver. He's a good 3rd down back, and you know we love to utilize him in the passing game. And he's a good receiver, but he's also good running after the catch. So we're always excited to get him involved.
Coach, thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right.
And a good game for Alabama as they win it 47-23. That's going to wrap it up. From Columbia, for Gary Danielson, Jamie Erdahl, Brad Nessler saying so long. Final score, 27-23. CBS Sports College Football Postgame Show presented by Rocket Mortgage is coming up next right after these messages. Don't forget, next week, Under the Lights in Athens, Georgia. Georgia and Notre Dame in Athens. We'll see you then.